The Three Little Pigs, a Wolf, and Kung Fu? An audio story. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs who decided to leave the comforts of home to build their own houses. The first little pig was named Porkchop. Porkchop was always lazy, never helping around the house and just wanting to sleep in and play all day. When it came time to build his own house, Porkchop quickly constructed a small, fragile house made of straw. "This should be easy enough," oinked Porkchop as he set up his humble abode. Inside, there was just a pile of hay for sleeping and not much else. Porkchop was proud of how fast he had built his straw house and thought he now had more time for dancing, singing, and playing in the mud. The second little pig was named Ham-Hock, and he was known for being impatient and taking shortcuts. When it was his turn to build a house, Ham-Hock hastily threw together a house made of sticks, thinking it would get the job done quick. "I don't have time for a fancy house," squealed Ham-Hock. Inside the stick house, Ham-Hock had a rickety chair and table along with a very uncomfortable bed. But he didn't care, he just wanted a roof over his head. The third little pig was sensible Wilbur. Wilbur took his time surveying the land to find the best spot for his house. He carefully selected the finest bricks and mortar. Wilbur worked for weeks, laboring away until he had built an impenetrable fortress of a house made of the sturdiest red bricks. Inside, he fashioned a luxurious bed, a massive fireplace, a big kitchen, and plenty of space to relax in comfort. All that hard work was worth it. Wilbur proudly huffed. One fateful morning, the three little pigs were startled by a deep howl coming from the nearby woods. Lurking in the trees was a ferocious gray wolf who had just awoken feeling very hungry. The wolf was the leader of his clan living in the forest. He needed food to feed his wolf queen and their 5 rambunctious young pups. "I must find a tasty morsel quickly to feed my family," the wolf growled. So he went searching for plump animals to devour. Soon enough, he came upon Porkchop's straw house and hatched a devious plan. The wolf strode up to the front door and gave a mighty huff and puff until he blew the fragile house completely down. Poor Porkchop had been lazily napping in the backyard since it was a poorly built house when he heard the commotion. He jolted awake just in time to see his little straw house destroyed. When Porkchop spotted the menacing wolf, he let out a squeal and took off running as fast as his little legs could carry him. The wolf gave chase, but thanks to all Porkchop's dancing and playing, Porkchop was quite speedy and agile. He quickly outran the furious wolf, who howled in frustration as the little pig disappeared into the woods. After losing Porkchop, the wolf turned his sights on Ham-Hock's stick house. The wolf stomped over to the wooden dwelling and gave an enormous huff and an earth-shattering puff. The fragile stick splintered and the house was quickly reduced to rubble. Ham-Hock had no time to react when the vicious wolf burst in. He grabbed the pig and right there and then made sure to snap the neck. This would ensure that the pig could not get away. With that, Ham-Hock was no more. The wolf let out a mighty roar, satisfied that he had procured some pork for his family's breakfast. Finally, the wolf marched towards Wilbur's meticulously constructed brick house. Inside, Wilbur was trembling as he overheard the demise of his brothers. The wolf took a deep breath and unleashed hurricane-force winds towards the sturdy brick house. But try as he might, the house would not budge. Growing angrier by the minute, the wolf tried barging his way through the front door only to bonk his head. But then, a light bulb went off in the wolf's mind. "Aha, I'll just go down the chimney instead," he reasoned deviously. As the unsuspecting Wilbur sat by the corner hoping for the best, the wolf suddenly came tumbling down the chimney in a cloud of soot. Wilbur tried to run, but the wolf quickly snatched him up. The wolf whisked Wilbur away as his prisoner. Back at the Wolf Clan's cave, the hungry family feasted upon Ham-Hock and Wilbur, leaving only bones behind. The wolf howled proudly that he had provided such a delicious bounty. Meanwhile, the lone surviving pig Porkchop had found shelter deep in the forest. He shivered thinking about the evil wolf gobbling up his brothers. Anger and sadness washed over him. "I'll get that wolf for what he did," Porkchop declared. Fueled by rage, he set out to find the wise old kung fu master Chifu. Chifu took Porkchop under his wing, seeing determination in the little pig's eyes. For many months, Porkchop endured rigorous training under Master Chifu. He meditated for hours, did martial arts forms, broke bricks with his bare hooves, and lifted heavy boulders. In time, Porkchop had harnessed great skills and inner strength. After completing his training, Porkchop felt ready to take on that dreaded wolf once and for all. He marched back to the woods to seek justice for his fallen brothers. There Porkchop found the wolf and challenged him to a duel. The wolf laughed at the tiny pig. But Porkchop fearlessly charged at him with lightning-fast speed and agility. The surprised wolf lashed out, but Porkchop nimbly dodged his bites with skillful backflips and cartwheels. Getting angrier, the wolf snarled and tried to pin Porkchop down. But the brave little pig remembered his training and unleashed a powerful roundhouse kick and chop combo, knocking the wolf back against a giant tree. In the end, the quick and courageous Porkchop defeated the wolf and his evil reign of terror. The wolf crawled away whimpering in pain and defeat. Victorious, Porkchop let out a gleeful squeal and declared his brothers had been avenged. Though still saddened by his loss, the ordeal made Porkchop stronger and more responsible. He went on to live a happy life in his cozy new brick house, always grateful that Master Chifu had trained him in the skills of kung fu. The hungry wolf also learned a valuable lesson. He realized can't terrorize others just because he has a big family to feed. Instead, the wolf reformed and found healthier ways to provide for his clan. So in the end, while the conflict seemed senseless, it taught both parties something. Porkchop embraced self-discipline and justice while the wolf gained compassion. And so the Forest Kingdom lived in harmony from that day forward. The end. Hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day and see you next time.